ladies and gentlemen, talofa. It's funny seeing everybody here, and I know I'm one of the very few people that was really happy about the result of that Utah-Nebraska game. But it's all love, it's all love. I want to thank the Outland Trophy Committee and for allowing me to be here. I want to thank the city of Omaha. You guys, it's such an amazing city, but there's even better people here, and I've really felt the love, and I'm so grateful. When people ask me about my journey, I think a lot of the time people expect some kind of underdog story of how I defied the odds, of how I made it there. But I want to make it really clear that this is not an underdog story. I've been incredibly blessed my entire life. I've been blessed with parents who believed in me before I ever believed in myself. I was blessed with family and friends who never told me to dream smaller. And I was blessed with coaches who demanded excellence and held me to the standard you see today. What I want to talk about tonight is something that's really simple, but it's something that I believe very deeply. It's that the only opinion that truly matters in your own life is yours. What I mean by that is that there's going to be noise, there will always be opinions. Some will come from people who mean well, that love you, and some will come from people that don't know you at all. But at the end of the day, the only person that has to live with your choices and your effort, your belief, is you. When I first started playing O-line, I was a sophomore in high school. I was 215 pounds. I wasn't the biggest guy. And then the very largest I got in high school was I was around maybe 260. And so something that I started to begin to hear was that I was too small. There were a lot of doubts, and I mean, if you looked at my 247 recruiting profile, it would tell you that I needed 2 to 3 years. Like I needed 2 to 3 years to develop into a Power 5 starter. But those opinions were loud. They came from people who had seen a lot of football, but none of them were in my head. None of them knew my goals, and none of them knew how hard I was willing to work for it. I knew myself, I knew what I wanted, and I knew how far I was willing to push. And that year, I ended up being the first true freshman to start at left tackle at the University of Utah. Backtrack a little bit to my first padded practice at Utah. I was feeling really good. I was a pretty high-rated recruit. My first padded practice, I was on the third string, going against one of our fourth string DNs. His name was Gavin Nawahine. And I remember I was thinking, I gotta go after it, I'm gonna have a great day, and I get destroyed. When I tell you, he's beating on me like a drum. And then all practice, and then towards the very end, there was a rep where I sit back, he's running at me, I go to punch, he digs his helmet under mine and runs me over. And that had never happened to me before, and I was really, really embarrassed. I remember afterwards, I was walking in the hallway, and honestly, I felt really discouraged. I thought I was going to come in there and be this guy, but I felt really discouraged, and I started, some doubt started to seep into me, and I started to think that, dang, maybe some of those things are right. Maybe I will have to, maybe it will take me a while before I can play at this level. And that's actually when, I don't know if you remember this coach, but that's when Coach Scally saw me in the hallway. And if you don't, Coach Scally, he's a really funny guy. So he tells me to wait before I go into the locker room. Does his funny little jog over to me. Does a little funny jog over to me. And he comes up to me, he's like, rough practice, huh? And I thought he was teasing me at first. I was like, yeah. And then he told me something that I'll never forget, which was, you're going to be an All-American. Keep your head up. That was it. He didn't give me any long speech. Didn't break down my technique at all. It was just belief. I feel like that moment could have changed the course of my career in two very different ways. If I had allowed myself to think less of myself because of one rep, one practice, and one day, my story might have looked completely different. But instead, I was given confidence. And that confidence reminded me of who I was and reinforced the belief that I always carried in myself. And from that day forward, I never doubted myself. And that's why I stand by this message, that the only opinion that truly matters in your life is your own. Coaches can guide you, family can support you, teammates can push you, but belief has to start inside. I want to take a moment to thank the people who made my journey possible. To my mom, you're my greatest supporter. Thank you for the countless hours you spent driving all over Utah to take me and my siblings to our wrestling, soccer, basketball, baseball, and football tournaments. You sacrificed your life in order to make mine the best it could possibly be, and I'm forever grateful. You were my first best friend, and that's what you'll always be. I love you. To my dad, my very first coach, none of this happens without you. You not only made me fall in love with the game of football, but you also made me fall in love with what it takes to be great at it. You taught me the power of sacrifice from a very young age, giving everything you had to open up opportunities for me and my siblings. Thank you for making me run hills since I was 5 years old, and for waking me up at 5 in the morning for workouts until I graduated high school, to make sure I'd be the best. I don't make it here without you. To Coach Harding, your belief in me was second to only my parents. The trust you put in a stupid 18-year-old was incredible, and you gave me the opportunity to reach my dreams. Thank you for demanding more from me than I thought I had, and thank you for never letting me hide behind excuses. Even today, when you saw me and we were teasing, you still won't let me hide behind any excuses, and I appreciate you, Coach. I'm the product of your teachings, and you have taught me to become a stronger man. I'm leaving the University of Utah an Outland Trophy winner because of you. To Coach Scally, thank you for seeing me in a moment when I doubted myself and speaking belief into my future. To Coach Witt, thank you for setting the standard. The toughness and grit you taught me will last me a lifetime, and I'm forever grateful. To my high school football coach, Coach Stokes, many of you guys don't know this, but I was actually a running back until I got to high school, which you probably wouldn't believe it looking at me now, but Coach Stokes was the one that made me make that move to O-line, and my life would be completely different if he didn't do that, and I wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for him as well. So I want to thank him. I want to thank my assistant O-line coach, my big brother, Isaac Asiata. He's been along there every step of the way for me, and I'm incredibly grateful for him. I want to thank my siblings, Shay, Logan, Tyo, Monty, Will. I don't make it here without any of them, and I want to especially thank my big brother that you guys all saw. I'm here because I was able to follow his example. Following his example is the reason why I'm here today, and I'm incredibly grateful for him. I want to thank my beautiful girlfriend, Sammy, who's not here, for always supporting me. I want to thank the University of Utah. I love you. I love you. You gave me the 3 of the best years of my life, and some of my very best friends, and I'm forever grateful. A Utah man am I. And to every coach, teammate, especially the O-block or offensive line, I don't get here without, this award might have my name on it, but it's built on the countless people who poured into me. I don't get here without my offensive line. I'm a representative of them, and so I'm very grateful for them. If there's one thing I hope you take from my story, it's this. Believe in yourself first, not when it's easy, not when everyone agrees with you, not when it's comfortable, and not when it's popular, not even after you get results, because results will always follow belief. I'm honored to stand here tonight. I'm grateful, I'm humbled, and I'm proud of the journey that brought me here. Thank you very much.